welcome to my kitchen. It's no Rachel Ray kitchen, but I can work with it. That's my granddaughter in the background making grilled cheese sandwiches for her friends. They're just hanging out at the pool today. But yeah, I'm gonna try making some raspberry jam. I have all kinds of berries in my freezer, so I need to put them to use. I did make some, or I attempted to make raspberry jam this week, but it didn't thicken into jam. But it does make a great sauce for pancakes and waffles. So I'm gonna give it another attempt. I have this little clicker thing I'm just learning to use to turn the camera on and off, and it's great. I love it. I'm also gonna challenge myself this week to use my drone, which I haven't used yet. I'm going away to visit my sister and some of my friends that live in one of the most beautiful places in BC, the Sunshine Coast, Sechelt, and Pender Harbor. So I'm gonna try to get a bunch of scenic shots, and hopefully I can share that with you. Anyway, back to the jam. So the reason my jam didn't turn out was because I only used half the amount of sugar, and I didn't use a thickener like pectin, this stuff here. I think this is just the regular stuff that people use, but I found out there's a really good one called Panoma's Universal Pectin, and I got it at the health food store, and it appears to be a little healthier. It's vegan, gluten-free, and you don't need as much sugar. Again, I'm trying to cut back on sugar, and I have a few people in my family that have special diet needs, so I'm working on just getting healthier ingredients.
Fill your canner with enough water so that your jars will be fully submersed. With this recipe, you need to make calcium water. It reacts with the pectin rather than using so much sugar. To make the calcium water, put half a teaspoon of calcium powder and half a cup of water in a jar with a lid, then shake it well. Just use what you need, what the recipe calls for. Remember to sterilize your lids with boiling water. Because I'm doubling this recipe, I'm using 8 cups of raspberries, 4 cups of organic sugar, 4 teaspoons of pectin, and 4 teaspoons of calcium water. Add the pectin to the sugar and mix it well. Add the calcium water to the berries along with the sugar and pectin. Blend it all and bring to a boil.
So what you can do to find out if your jam is ready is put a plate in the freezer for about 5 minutes, and then just put a bit of jam on the plate like that. And then just bring your finger through it, and if the jam stays on the sides, it doesn't go into the middle, it looks ready. But I think it's pretty thick just by looking at it. It may actually be a little too thick, so I'm having the other problem. But we'll see. So my jars are all ready to go, ready to be filled, and I'm just going to give this another little stir just to smooth it up a little more. Looks pretty good. Okay. This is the fun part for me. Just to see how many jars it actually makes. And I fill it up to that line there. You can see a little more, just for good measure. And I'm just going to continue to do that till they're all full, or until I run out. Okay, so it looks like I've got enough for one more jar. I hope. Let's see. Ah, that's too heavy. Well, it doesn't make quite enough one jar, so I'm just going to keep it to the side and use it right away. So it looks like I got just under 6 pints, which is great. And you want to make sure the tops of your jars are nice and clean. And they look pretty good, and maybe a little bit on the inside as well. That's good. And then you want to get all the air bubbles out of your jars. Might want to do that first before you wipe your jars down. I'll just have to be careful. Well, we're getting to the end here, so I'm just gonna pop these lids on. They've been soaking in hot water, so they're all nice and clean. And I just screw them on fairly tight, but not super tight. After they seal, I give them another little tightening. Okay, good to go. Okay, I'm just gonna lower that in there. Make sure the water's above the jars, a couple inches. And then roll it on and bring it to a boil. And I'll let it boil for, once it comes to a boil, then I'll let it boil for about 10 minutes. And that should be it. Okay, there they are. So I'll just let them seal, you know, that little ping that should happen, and I'll let them sit for about 24 hours and they're ready to go. Just to let you know, this Pomona's pectin has some really good directions in it. It's in the box. I didn't follow it completely, so I'll leave my directions and the steps that I did in the description box for you. So I'm gonna try some of this jam. This is the one that's not processed, but it looks pretty good. It's definitely not syrupy like my last batch, and it totally has the consistency of jam. That's good. Definitely good raspberry jam. Well, it's been a long day and it's time to turn off the stove and the camera and go relax. So if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe.